Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Boat and Oat are officially married. Dispatch revealed a picture of it. The entertainment industry has been thrown into complete chaos this morning, as Dispatch, the ever-notorious breaker of celebrity secrets, dropped what can only be described as the biggest bombshell of the year. After years of whispers, speculation, and fan theories that seemed too wild to be true, it has finally been confirmed. Boat and Oat are officially married. Not dating, not secretly engaged, not testing the waters of a relationship, but fully, legally, beautifully, and undeniably married. And Dispatch didn't just say it, they revealed the pictures to prove it, pictures so intimate and breathtaking that they have single-handedly shattered the internet within minutes of release. At first, people thought it was a joke, a cleverly edited set of fan-made photos, or maybe a teaser for an upcoming drama project. But as the minutes ticked by, the reality sank in. These weren't staged. These weren't promotional. These were real, raw, and heartfelt moments of Boat and Oat standing side by side, in what could only be described as the happiest day of their lives. The photos captured everything: the gleam of their rings, the glow of their smiles, the tenderness in their eyes, and even that soft nervousness that every couple feels when taking such a monumental step in life. Fans, who had long suspected a deeper bond between the two stars, are now in complete disbelief. For years, the internet was filled with theories, from their suspiciously similar Instagram captions, to their matching jewelry, to their uncanny ability to coincidentally be in the same places at the same times. Every time the rumors surfaced, Boat and Oat laughed them off, brushing it away as mere friendship. "We're close friends, like brothers," they would often say in interviews, while fans smiled knowingly, refusing to believe that their chemistry was just platonic. But nobody, not even the most dedicated shippers, could have imagined that the truth was far greater than the fantasy. According to Dispatch, the marriage ceremony was not some grand, celebrity-packed spectacle in a luxury hotel ballroom. Instead, it was an intimate affair, held quietly and away from the blinding lights of fame. The ceremony took place at a private venue adorned with soft white roses, delicate golden drapes, and warm candlelight, the kind of setup that whispered romance rather than shouted extravagance. There were no paparazzi, no media announcements, and no red carpets. Just the couple, their closest circle of loved ones, and a vow that bound them together forever. The photos released by Dispatch tell a story of their own. In one picture, Boat is seen adjusting Oat's suit lapel, a gesture so small yet filled with tenderness that fans can't stop replaying it. Another shot captures the exact moment when they exchanged vows, gazes locked so deeply that it feels as though the rest of the world melted away. And then there's the photo that has already gone viral worldwide, the kiss. Not staged, not posed, but real. A kiss that was soft yet powerful, simple yet world-shaking. A kiss that made every fan scream, cry, and melt all at once. But the biggest shock doesn't just lie in the fact that they are married, it lies in how long they managed to keep it hidden. Dispatch reported that Boat and Oat had been planning this step for over a year, carefully orchestrating their private lives to keep everything under wraps. Every little trip, every break from the spotlight, every sudden disappearance from social media now seems obvious. Fans are revisiting old clips and posts with new eyes, piecing together the puzzle that was right in front of them all along. The matching rings they wore during interviews last year? Wedding bands disguised as simple accessories? That friendly trip abroad with no press coverage? A secret honeymoon trial run? The undeniable way they looked at each other during public events? Not acting, not fan service, but genuine love that they were desperately trying to protect. And the timing of this reveal could not be more dramatic. Both stars are at the peak of their careers, with flourishing projects, growing fan bases, and skyrocketing international recognition. Yet, in the middle of all that chaos, they chose love. They chose commitment. They chose each other. It's a love story that fans are already calling a modern-day fairytale, a secret romance blooming in the shadows of fame, now finally stepping into the light. Social media is, of course, in complete meltdown. Within minutes of Dispatch dropping the bombshell, hashtags like #BoatandOatMarried, #DispatchWeddingReveal, and #LoveWinsWithBoatandOat began trending worldwide. Fans are posting long emotional messages, crying videos, and celebratory edits. Some admit they are still shaking from the shock. Others are joking that they need emergency leave from work or school because this news is just too overwhelming to process. And then there are those who say that their belief in love has been restored simply by seeing the joy on Boat and Oat's faces. For now, neither Boat nor Oat has publicly commented on the reveal. Their agencies remain silent, perhaps stunned themselves by Dispatch's timing. But one thing is certain, the secret is out, and the love story that fans once only dreamed about is now a confirmed reality. The images will live on forever, not as rumors, not as speculation, but as proof of two souls who defied the odds, shielded their love from the world, and now stand proudly as partners for life. This is not just celebrity news. This is history. This is the moment when the whispers turned into a roar, when the dream turned into reality, when Boat and Oat went from being speculated lovers to being officially, unapologetically, and eternally married. Because once Dispatch pressed publish on those wedding pictures, the internet didn't just react, it erupted. Fans across Asia, Europe, the Americas, and beyond were suddenly united in a single, earth-shaking emotion: absolute shock and overflowing joy. Twitter, or X as it is now known, crashed temporarily in some regions as hashtags linked to Boat and Oat's marriage climbed not only to the top of trending charts but also dominated the entire platform. Within minutes, #Boat and Oat married surpassed 10 million tweets, filled with crying emojis, exclamation marks, and fans posting side-by-side comparisons of the wedding photos with past suspicious moments that they had once debated about endlessly. Suddenly, every old clip, every shared glance, every matching outfit was being reposted with captions like, "We weren't delusional after all, and Dispatch didn't expose them, love did." On Instagram, fan accounts turned into virtual wedding galleries overnight. Edits were flying faster than ever before, with fans creating slow-motion videos of Boat fixing Oat's tie, fan art of the two holding hands under starlight, and even mock-up posters calling their union the greatest love story of our time. Within just 2 hours, the wedding reveal photos had been shared on over 500,000 stories, each one tagged with words like "finally," "true love," and "I'm crying real tears." YouTube live streams started popping up from fans who couldn't contain their emotions. Some were crying openly on camera, others were screaming into pillows, while some gathered in groups, hugging, clapping, and chanting Boat and Oat forever. A fan from Thailand posted a video of herself running through the streets waving a rainbow flag, screaming, "They're married, they're married." That clip alone gained millions of views in under an hour, becoming a symbol of just how far-reaching the news had become. And the memes, oh, the memes. The internet's creativity knows no bounds, and within hours, fans were making jokes like, "Me pretending to work while Boat and Oat just got married." Others edited the Dispatch photos into movie posters with titles like "Secret Wedding," the series. A particularly viral meme showed a classroom of students in tears with the caption, "Teacher, why are you crying?" Students, "Because Boat and Oat are married." The combination of laughter and tears was unstoppable. But it wasn't just the fans who reacted. Celebrities, fellow actors, and industry insiders began chiming in with cryptic posts. A co-star of Boat shared a simple heart emoji on Instagram. A director who once worked with Oat tweeted, "Some love stories deserve to stay private until the perfect moment. Congratulations to two beautiful souls." Other stars reposted the Dispatch photos on their stories, tagging Boat and Oat with champagne bottle emojis, firework gifs, and rainbow flags. The industry was, in real time, celebrating what many are calling the boldest and most beautiful marriage reveal in modern entertainment. Meanwhile, fan cafes and online communities in Asia experienced what could only be described as digital earthquakes. In Korea, forums overflowed with fans analyzing every detail of the wedding photos. In China, hashtags on Weibo skyrocketed to the top trending list, accompanied by millions of reposts. Thai fans, especially, took to the streets, some even organized spontaneous gatherings outside major malls, carrying banners that read, "We knew it all along and love wins." And then there were the emotional letters. Fans poured their hearts out in long posts, thanking Boat and Oat for proving that true love can survive secrecy, pressure, and fame. Many wrote about how their story gave them hope for their own lives, inspiring them to believe in love, fight for their relationships, or even come out to their families. One fan's letter went viral after she wrote, "I spent years defending them when people called me crazy for shipping them. Today, Dispatch proved that my heart was right all along. I am crying tears of joy for strangers who don't even know me, but who have changed my entire belief in love. Brands, too, couldn't resist jumping into the chaos. A jewelry brand jokingly tweeted, "If Boat and Oat need more rings, we're here." A travel company posted, "Wherever their honeymoon is, we'll make it unforgettable." And one ice cream company in Thailand promised to give out free scoops for a day in honor of the newlyweds, calling it the sweetest celebration. But perhaps the most powerful reaction came not from memes, brands, or celebrities, but from ordinary people. Parents posted pictures of themselves watching the reveal with their children, saying, "We want our kids to grow up in a world where love like this is celebrated." Couples shared their own wedding photos alongside Boat and Oates, saying, "Love recognizes love." Strangers hugged in public fan gatherings, united by the idea that love had triumphed against all odds. The sheer magnitude of the reaction proved something important. Boat and Oat are not just celebrities. They are symbols. Symbols of love, courage, and quiet resilience in the face of public scrutiny. The Dispatch reveal wasn't just about exposing a secret, it was about unleashing a tidal wave of joy, hope, and inspiration across the globe. And while the agencies remained silent and the couple themselves hadn't yet spoken, fans had already declared this moment one of the greatest events in modern entertainment history. The internet was no longer just talking about them, it was celebrating them, immortalizing them, and showering them with the kind of love that can never be erased. For Boat and Oat, the reveal might have been unplanned. For the fans, it was destiny fulfilled. If the pictures revealed by Dispatch were enough to send the internet spiraling into joy, the insider details that began to surface afterward only made the love story more enchanting. Because this wasn't just a wedding, it was the carefully crafted, breathtaking, and deeply personal celebration of two souls who had waited years to make their love official. And now, thanks to Dispatch and a few anonymous sources close to the couple, we know exactly how it all unfolded. The wedding, as Dispatch revealed, was held quietly at a hidden garden venue on the outskirts of Bangkok. It wasn't a grand hotel ballroom or a flashy luxury destination, but rather a charming, intimate estate known only to those who seek privacy and beauty. The venue is surrounded by towering trees, blooming white orchids, and a crystal-clear lake that reflected the golden sunset. Locals often refer to it as the secret garden of love, and it could not have been more fitting for Boat and Oates' quiet yet momentous occasion. Decorations were nothing short of magical. Instead of a loud, extravagant setup, the couple opted for subtle elegance. Rows of white roses lined the aisle, interwoven with delicate fairy lights that twinkled like fireflies as evening approached. Lanterns were hung from tree branches, casting a warm glow across the venue. A gentle floral archway, adorned with lilies and orchids, Oates' favorite flowers, framed the altar where they would exchange vows. Guests described the scene as straight out of a fairy tale, but with a simplicity that made it all the more real. The ceremony itself was timed perfectly with the setting sun. As the sky blushed in shades of pink and orange, Boat and Oat walked hand in hand down the aisle to soft instrumental music. Boat, dressed in a sleek black tuxedo with a small white orchid pinned to his lapel, looked both nervous and proud, his every step steady but filled with emotion. Oat, in a cream-colored suit that shimmered faintly in the golden light, smiled so brightly that even the flowers seemed to bow in admiration. When they reached the altar, they turned to face each other, hands trembling but firmly intertwined. And then came the vows. Sources claim that neither of them read from prepared notes. Instead, they spoke from the heart, their words soft, unpolished, but achingly sincere. Boat reportedly whispered, "You have been my safe place for years. Today, I promise you will be my forever." To which Oat, tears glistening in his eyes, replied, "You are not just my partner in this life, but in every life after this." Guests, even the most stoic among them, couldn't hold back tears as they listened to the raw emotion spilling out from both men. When the officiant pronounced them married, the kiss that followed was not rushed, not staged, but tender and filled with every ounce of love they had fought to protect all these years. Cameras weren't flashing, reporters weren't shouting, just the gentle sound of applause, cheers, and a few muffled sobs from loved ones who knew they were witnessing something unforgettable. And who were those lucky few in attendance? Dispatch noted that the guest list was remarkably small, capped at fewer than 50 people. Only family members, closest friends, and a handful of trusted industry peers were present. Among them were a few co-stars who had shared projects with Boat and Oat in the past, friends who had silently supported them and respected their decision to keep things private. One insider told Dispatch, "The guest list was so carefully chosen. Everyone there wasn't just a name, but someone who had truly been part of their journey." After the ceremony, the reception took place in the same venue under a canopy of stars. A long wooden table was set outdoors, decorated with candles, crystal glasses, and floral arrangements. The dinner menu was a mix of Thai and international cuisine, reflecting both their heritage and their shared travels together. Guests laughed, clinked glasses, and celebrated not as industry insiders, but as family, because that's what the night was about. Love, unity, and the sense that history was quietly being made in that garden. The first dance became another highlight of the night. Instead of choosing a well-known pop ballad, Boat and Oat reportedly selected a simple acoustic song played live by a close friend. They swayed together slowly, whispering and laughing as though nobody else was in the room. Guests later recalled that the way they looked at each other made it clear this wasn't just a dance, it was a promise, a memory they would carry for the rest of their lives. Even in such a small gathering, fans' presence was felt. According to one insider, a few decorations at the wedding were inspired by the fan gifts the couple had received over the years. A fan-designed symbol, often spotted on banners at fan meetings, was subtly embroidered into the table runners. Another detail was the wedding cake, a 3-tier masterpiece with delicate gold accents and fresh orchids, said to be inspired by a fan's artwork that Boat and Oat once reposted privately. It was their way of quietly thanking the people who had supported them even when the world doubted. The night ended with fireworks, not the kind you see in massive public events, but small, intimate sparklers handed to each guest. As everyone lit them together, Boat and Oat stood hand in hand, smiling at the glowing sparks that lit up the night sky. A moment of magic, a promise of forever, a quiet ending to what was undoubtedly the most important day of their lives. 4 years, their love had been shadowed, hidden, whispered about in corners of the internet. But in that secret garden, surrounded by the people who mattered most, Boat and Oat finally stepped into the light. It wasn't about spectacle. It wasn't about pleasing the world. It was about them. And for those lucky enough to witness it, it was the kind of love story that will never fade. Now that Dispatch has revealed even these intimate details, fans are clamoring for more, desperate to know what other secrets about the wedding still remain untold. Did they write letters to each other? Did they sneak away for a private moment during the reception? What song did they leave the venue to? For fans, every detail feels precious, a treasure to be cherished as proof that love, no matter how hidden, always finds its way.